So we're recording now. Okay, you guys, this is our strength training Monday. And yeah, I was in Arizona, the high desert. What I picked up here is a pole. Let me explain. We use these a lot in my class. If you get a pole and you have anybody else in the room and you don't want to break lampshades and light fixtures, be very careful. We were in a great big gym. A pole will help facilitate shoulder mobility like nothing else, because you're using one hand to help guide the other hand in what it needs to be doing. And so that is a big plus. So see, I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to go like this. And I'm going to step back, so we're warming up. I'm going to dig down just like that. Then I'm going to step forward, turn, step back, step forward, turn. And here's where you need to notice, I do not have my elbow way up here. My elbow is down, okay? Then I step back. Now, when I'm stepping like this, so we dig in, we step out, and then we turn and turn. Then we step back, okay? When you step out, this is a warm-up. So I'm going to post this. This is our Monday strength training, Friday strength training. This is the warm-up. For those of you coming in that haven't been with me for a bit, or you've never been with me, I'm going to post this as warming up with the pole, warming up with the pole. Maybe they think it's a different kind of a class. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Anyway, I'm just joking. Anyway, looky here. See how I stepped out? Some of you, when you step out in a warm-up, you take your knee too far over your toe, okay? And you're leaning like this. Get yourself lined up so that your shoulders are down, your tummy is in, your rib cage is up. Then when you dig in and you step, you drop down instead of shifting too far forward, okay? Then I dig down, my knee is in line with my ankle. I'm getting a gentle stretch in the back of the leg here. Keep your rib cage up and stay back. Don't lean in like this. Then you turn, keep your elbow down, and you turn, okay? So now that I've gone over that ad nauseum, we will proceed with the warm-up. But if I don't stop and do this kind of lineup and have you systematically go through and question how you're positioned in warming up and trying to facilitate movement through your joints, you stress them. And you don't want to stress them. You want to warm them up. Then you step back. See that? So it's a giant step. I'm going to take a big step, and I'm going to act like I'm tapping you right here to get you back. This opens this. You have a nice neutral curve to your spine. The back knee is a little bit bent. You're digging in, but you're not leaning over your knee, over your toe. That's the point here. Once you've done that, you turn. You keep your shoulder down. You turn. You keep your shoulder down. Now, right now, pull your tummy in. Pull your tummy in. Yeah? Turn. Turn. So see, this kind of a motion with a pole is very helpful for shoulder issues, because the strong shoulder helps the weak shoulder. But the whole trick here is getting lined up. Now see, I'm holding you here for just a little bit. One more. Okay, so back here you should be stretching. Now I'm going to pull back, and I'm going to step back. All right? For people with delicate backs, The move I just did in a warm-up for our class today has the potential, if you're not doing it correctly, to jerk your back. Because in fact, what you do in order to step back out of this big elongated step is you have a tendency to jerk like this to pull your leg up. That's not what I'm doing. So we're down here now with the other step out, and I'll go back over that. So I'm going to go dig in. I'm going to go turn. I'm going to go turn. I'm going to push you right here. I'm going to drop your shoulders, and I'm going to keep you rotating through your upper body and through your elbow, through your shoulders. I have to keep a good integrity of ear, shoulder, hip. See that? I'm not out here is the point. This back leg is a little bit bent. It should be pushing your foot and your calf and your soleus. Those are your lower leg muscles that are joined to your Achilles and to your foot. And you see this kind of a mobility like I'm doing right now? This is getting your shoulder muscles in there, okay? So I'm going to do repeated digging in, pulling back, digging in, and pulling back. Now, if I were with you right now, any of you, and you were doing this motion, I will guarantee you that I would have to come over and correct you because you would be doing this. I don't want to do that. I want to drop my shoulders, keep my elbows under the pole, and then dig in, add a little pressure as I'm doing this rotation. See? Take a big breath. Now, I'm going to do that step back. I'm in an elongated step. And in order to get back, many of you will do this kind of a jerky thing with your back. Take a little tiny pulse, push, pulse, push, and then you're back, and you get your foot back here and you don't hurt your back. Okay, step wide. So it's like this, okay? So we did front, back. You're getting all warmed up. This is our lifting Monday, but we're warming up specifically to facilitate shoulder mobility. I'm going to start low now. So just by holding your hips like that, like I just now did, which I did this and I did this. Many of you have wonky hips, okay? I'm thinking of Marilyn specifically. Tighten your tummy, drop your shoulders, squeeze into the butt. When you shift and you do this tiny lift, wow, does it facilitate all kinds of stuff here. But you got to keep tight. You got to stay with your shoulders down. And now we're going to go side to side with the shoulders as we lift that foot up. When you repeatedly lift the foot up, specifically bringing your toe up, don't let your toe drag. What do I mean by that? I mean, don't point your toe. Pull your toe up, okay? That makes you use all these hiking muscles right here. When I go to pull my toe up like this, and I shift into this weight-bearing leg, and I pull the toe up, wow, that sets off a whole cascade of things. Keep your tummy tight, shift. So as I shift, my knee is soft. I have ear, shoulder, hip, right? The knee is soft. My toe is pointed down. I'm going to go and lift that up. See that? So I'm breaking this down for a reason. There are so many little moves that you can do with your foot, your ankle, your knee, your hip that will facilitate you not falling. And you got to get used to pulling that toe up. You got to get used to holding your balance on one leg, bent knee, If you're somebody that's had, I have people here in my class that's had strokes, that is, you know, have some impairment. You have all kinds of joint replacements. I have 2 joints replaced. You have foot issues. I want you to use that foot even in this, especially in this lifting Monday. Okay, so see, if I'm one of those, have one of those problems, or let's say challenges. If I have one of those challenges, I'm gonna not say, oh, I can't do that. No, I'm gonna say, this is a challenge for me, and I'm gonna do some of these modifications. This is a modification. See this? And then I don't want to over lean. So some of us with hips replaced, knees replaced, feet problems, we tend to use our foot and our knee in a not a very good strength producing way. So see what I'm doing right now? See how I'm tapping and I'm continuing to stay in this knee bent position, and I'm pulling my toe up, but my leg is straight because I, in fact, want you to facilitate some weak muscles right here. These are the adductors and abductors. And normally we're used to just doing this all day long. Forward, backward, walking, you know, we'll go around like this, but we don't do these much. Okay, this move is a foundational move of the Strong Women and Men Stay Young program by Miriam Nelson. I highly suggest it to anybody. You'll see all the moves I do, maybe not the same way I do it, in her program. She's affiliated with the Mayo Clinic. She did all her research on osteoporosis prevention and also balance and fall prevention. So see what I'm doing? So I'm facilitating. Those of you that have bad feet, you have bad knees, you have bad whatever. Use a pole, use a chair, use a wall, hang on to a desk, and don't over lean. Sit back into this move, okay? And then you pull that toe up and you're right up here. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do it without holding on to something. And there's those of you out there that can do that very well. Some of you should not. Okay, so right now I'm doing a hip hinge and I'm sitting back and I'm just want to bring that foot up here. I'm going to go tap, 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 and I'm going to do this until this right here starts talking to me. Now, this will talk to you quicker because in fact, you're holding your whole body weight with this particular side of yourself, okay? But see this? Keep the toe turned almost in to your midline. Don't turn that toe up like a dick, okay? Keep the toe turned in because I want you, in fact, to innervate right here, okay? That just means use. Drop your shoulders, yeah? Drop your shoulders so it's an in-out. See that? This knee is soft. Take a breath. We're still working. We're working, warming up, but we're starting to load now, okay? We're using body loads. We're using a pole. If you don't have a pole, you can use a broom. You can use an umbrella. Anything that's a straight kind of a thing to facilitate using both arms. So I'm going to go out and in. So on this side for me, I tend to want to over lean. Try not to over lean. If you find yourself over leaning, then in order to stand upright, put your pole down. Hold it gently, okay? If your fingers start turning blue, you're holding it a little too hard. Just saying, okay? Keep the knee bent. Don't over lean. Tighten in your tummy. Drop your shoulders. And you're going to do this repeated lifting to the side. Now, there are some of you out there that have, in fact, ankle weights. Now, I'm going to bring some ankle weights home. And if you want to use ankle weights, you can. I'm trying to use a minimal but adequate loading with weights, hand weights, body weight, etc. And if you want to put a leg weight on, God bless you. But you got to really make sure that you are lined up, okay? And that you're doing all these little postural corrections that I've been giving you, okay? Take a big breath. Yes. Now we're going to capitalize on what we just did. And we're going to step wide again. I'm turning sideways so you can see what I'm doing. Now I'm going to pull the heel to my hip, okay? So I'm going to go heel to my hip, and I'm going to take my elbows back with my pole, okay? So I'm going to shift, hip hinge, strike a match, bring that knee back, and go heel to hip. And some people might say, well, how far do I go with it? You keep your knee headed down, number one. Step wide, drop your shoulders again. Here we go, pull, and you bring the heel to the hip. Shift, pull, heel to hip, elbows, really pull back, just like that. Drop back in, pull, drop back in, pull, drop back in, pull. Don't arch your back excessively, okay? Keep your rib cage up, pull, and if you keep that knee headed down, don't let it come way up to the side or to the back. You're going to feel a nice muscle stretch in that front quad, okay? As you're pulling in, it'll almost feel like, wow, that feels really good to get that kind of a movement pattern going. So it's a very nice pull in. It's a very nice pull in. So I'm going to call this joint prep. Today is loading Monday, shoulder especially, but joints. We're prepping your joints and movement patterning. Breath, tight tummy, breath, tight tummy, breath, tight tummy. Yay. Now I'm going to step behind me and then step back. Now, this is going to be tricky, okay? Be ready. So if I'm standing here, I've got my joints kind of going. I'm going to step way back here, okay? So for those of us with knee and or hips replaced, this is relatively a safe move. However, it's a different movement pattern. I want you to be ready for it. Can you go just behind your foot? Absolutely. And if you want to do it in little increments like that, that's fine. However, once you've got it, kind of sneak it over a little more, okay? See, like that, and then you press your heel. So your knee is headed down, the front foot is straight, then you come back, okay? I got my pole. I'm going to go down and to my shoulders as I step way over, plant your heel, pull your knee down. You're going to feel it in your calf, your Achilles. Your foot is working in a whole different way when you do this, okay? Tight tummy. Here we go. Ready? Ready, ready? So knees are bent, a little bit of a hip hinge, drop your shoulders, rib cage up. Do I need to say tummy in? Seriously? Okay, tummy in. Okay, so step across there and plant your heel in the back. Then bend the knee and say rib cage up, and then you come back, okay? If you misstep and you start feeling a little bit, out of balance, put your pole down, okay? Onto the floor like that. But I want you to be able to recover and to be able to do this movement smoothly and not get all freaked out thinking you're gonna fall, okay? So, one of the things that improves when you start doing strength work is balance. So we're going to be doing some strength work and holding on to weights in some of these positions that I have taken great care and time to set you up so that you're properly lined up. Now, what I want you to think with me right now is this. What if you had 2 medium weights that you were hanging on to right now, okay? In this crossbody back step position, okay? Think about that. Some of you are leaning too far forward. If you have weights in your hands and you do this and you're leaning like this, that by virtue of that can give you a problem in your back. So I'm pointing these things out, telling you, I don't want you not to do them. I want you to know there's a reason why I'm going through this systematically, and I'm having you learn this movement pattern, because in fact, we're going to be doing it loaded, okay? And I don't know if Kay's on, not that kind of loaded, Kay. Take a breath, okay? See, pretend I'm with you and you had weights and you were leaning out. I would be pushing you right here to get you back here. Drop the knee. And see, we've already gone through some of these movement patterns. The more you do this, okay, the more you do this unusual movement pattern, the more smoothly your cerebral cortex, your brain, is going to fire up some pathways that maybe are a little rusty. That's why I tend to put in all kinds of different kinds of movement patterns, even in our regular lifting and everything like that, because I'm trying to keep that brain balanced so that when you do these different movement patterns with weights, then you're not going to hurt yourself, and it's going to contribute to you having better balance. Okay, now I'm going to capitalize on one of the main things that they tell everybody to do to stay, to keep from falling. A split stance. See that? Now I'm going to step the back leg forward and just go into another split stance with the back leg in front, in fact, okay? And at this point, you just keep saying rib cage up, and then you come back and you come forth, and you come back and you come forth, and you come back and you come forth, and then you swing the other leg. So see, step, 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 step. You go front, and then you go carefully punch your foot and get it back there. So this is the same kind of a thing that I took time a while ago to show you. Don't do a great big pull with your back in order to get your leg back out of a great big giant step. That's one of the primary things I see, and people wrench their backs and they have all kinds of issues. Learn to do what I call a stutter step. See that? I just pushed and I don't hurt my back then. So if you have a delicate back, what do? The minute somebody has hurt their back, we walk around like this, right? Because we're so afraid, correct? Okay. That's why I'm taking you through this giant step pattern. Use your pole if you need to, but do not do what's typical to get your leg back here. What's typical is to throw yourself like this and use momentum to get your leg up. Don't do it. Keep your shoulders down. Your toes are forward. Use this if you need to. If you can do advanced, great. Right now, here's the secret. It's a stutter step. Push, tight tummy, and push. And then you take it back safely. Okay? You're going to find you're different on whichever leg is the swing leg. See, right now I'm using my knee replacement side as my swing leg. And I'm going stutter step back. But I never jerk my back out of whack to get that back there. And again, you may wonder, well, why doesn't she just pick up those weights and get lifting? I'm going to, but we're going to do this with weights. And if I do this and you have a bunch of weights here and you do that typical movement that everybody does to get their foot back, it can really hurt your back. So I'm giving you these cautions, okay? So here we go. Use the pole either here to facilitate this giant step so that you don't jerk your back, or don't use it, but don't jerk your back. See how I'm going front and back? Now pretend you're hanging on to 2 6 to 10 pound weights. See? Now things are going to get heated up, okay? Take a big deep breath. Yeah. You should feel really good right now. So I'm going to take my little pole and I'm going to put it down. Remember these little pads? Remember that? So I'm going to put it down and I'm going to stand on it, but I'm going to use it as a target kind of. Let me give a caution. If you struggle with this giant step thing and you need to stutter step considerably, don't use a pillow as a obstacle. It will get in your way and you could misstep, okay? And that's enough to get tangled up and fall. Now, that said, I like to use these because you got obstacles. You got obstacles all in life. Boy, do we not know that now, right? So, kind of as a metaphor. So here I am. I'm stepping over my obstacle. Let's pretend I have weights. I have to get this foot back, and I don't want to jerk my back. So if you're somebody with a delicate back, I'm telling you, do not use this, okay? Because you will get gummed up in it. It's enough for you to step out wide and to get your foot back in a little stutter step, and you don't need this to confound things. Okie dokie? Okay. So I'm going to put my gloves on right now. And these can be a good set of biking gloves that are padded. They can be weightlifting gloves specifically. But when you're lifting and you're grabbing weights, having a set of gloves on helps. It helps support your hands. It helps keep your hands warm. And it gives you stability in your hand when you're grabbing weights. Now, what did I pick up? Well, I picked up 2 medium weights. I didn't start light because I've done a lot of pre-warming. Not only of my hands, but of my arms, everything. So we're going to start right now. This is 9 pounds in both of my hands. So I got 18 pounds now, okay? Now, what if you don't have something like this? You pick up a can, or you pick up a 5-pound bag of beans, or whatever weight that gives you a medium feel to a lift. For me, this is just a medium, the beginning of my medium weight range, okay? So this is 9 pounds and 9 pounds. These are channel walking weights. I have several sets at the gym that we used to work out in. So I'll be talking to you about those in the coming weeks. Anyway, look what I did. I stepped on top of my pillow. If you are not using a pillow, fine. Just do a normal step. That's all you want to do. Because see what your body's doing right now is it's just picked up 18 pounds. If you have shoulder issues, your shoulders, your spine, your core, your hips, your knees are in this little movement that I'm doing right now with you. All those areas are reading, oh geez, she's picked up some weight. See? And they're marshaling the troops because they're like, oh, things have changed. So I don't just jump right into it. I do a step in, step out. Some of you are just stepping on the floor. Just do a normal step, kind of. See? Just a normal step. You don't have to use a pillow. But what's happening with my shoulders when I'm doing that? They're down. My tummy's tight. I do not take my knee over my toe. And now I'm going to start to do curls because I want to start really pulling. And I want to start getting that bicep on that tricep and that forearm and the hands. All information of what they need to do to change to lift this safely. Okay? Don't swing it. It's just a pull. It should not be hard. So this is not hard. Now it's going to get hard because I'm going to pick up heavier weights. So let's say I'm somebody that wants to do this weightlifting stuff, but I have some real challenges with arthritis. Maybe I have some, other issues that I've got going. Then you don't use quite as heavy a weight, but you do more repetition. One or the other, you're going to get a good load without hurting yourself. But what I want you to notice right now on you is, where's your elbow? Huh? Some of you are doing this and your elbow's way out here and you didn't even realize it. Your elbow needs to be headed down and as close to your waist as it can be. All right? Take a big breath. Say rib cage up. Don't be leaning out excessively. That's a mistake. Take a breath. Don't grip really hard on the item you're curling. Okay? So I'm just doing this repeated step right now. Yeah, until I get really used to it. Okay? Take a breath. Now we're going to take a little inner set right now. Just a little inner set. We're going to go wide. Remember this out of the warm-up? Remember this? We did this, and we lifted the toe where? Up. Yeah. And when you lift the toe up, you lead the lift with your heel. See that? So here I go. These are hanging right here. I'm going to go right here. I'm going to go right here. Turn your toe toward your midline. This is your midline. Okay? Drop your shoulders. Soften your elbows. Because when you shift and you release the toe and you turn and you lift, your shoulders are needing to do all kinds of stuff to hang on to these weights right here in front of you. See that? Just hang on there. Just hang on. Breath and come back. Shift. Bend the knee. Say rib cage up. Lead with your heel. Boom. Right there. Heel. Right there. Heel. Breath. Two more. Heel. One more. Ah. Now we're right in perfect position to really facilitate shoulder girdle pull. So it's a push. Push into your heels. Pull. This is a medium weight. What you do not want to do on this, especially if you've had a delicate shoulder, is pull your shoulders up. You keep your shoulders down. You keep your chin tucked. You do a high hip hinge. See, this is a high hip hinge. Come back down. Take a breath. pull. Again, let me reiterate in the middle of this, because who knows who's going to find us and work out with us. Hopefully you'll benefit. If you want to come on live, you have friends or whatever that you've told about this crazy woman that is still doing these exercises. All I have to have is an email, and I will put you on my little list, and you will get a link to the live Zoom. Otherwise, right now, to facilitate those who are of this group and to give you an extra service, I have that YouTube channel that anybody can access it. You know, I may put on there, I think it's going just fine. Some of you have been using it, and all you do is put fitness concepts with an S plus PLUS, and you'll see my picture pop up. Click on the picture and it has all these that I've loaded in. I may get some college kid to help me make it a little more easy to navigate. Right now, I just throw it up there. I will always give an intro. I will say, Carol's favorite is when you don't feel like getting out of bed. She told me. And the whole workout's in the bed. Okay, stay with me. Yeah, I know you're counting, Kathy. I know it. But I'm doing a medium weight. I'm doing a high hip hinge. And I'm doing a pull that's facilitating a lot of arm stuff.
And you're at 40.
Okay, 40. We'll bring them up then. I was trying to get to 50, but anyway. Okay, so here I am right here. Medium weights. Whatever the weight is you picked up, right? Now, I'm hanging on to them here. If that's a problem, hang here. If you can, drop your shoulders and bring them right here. Great. Now you're going to shift and pull the heel like we did in the warm-up. Okay? Generally, I do warm-ups for a specific reason, because I want you to be familiar when you go to lift and hang on. So right now, I'm managing 18 pounds at my shoulders. Okay, I have to keep my rib cage up, and I'm shifting. My knee is soft. I'm going to keep my elbows down. Don't let your elbows go back. Drop your shoulders. Breath, breath, breath. Just shift and pull. Shift and pull. And see, this kind of loading, as you're holding your weights right here, keep your elbows down, your spine, starting at the base of the skull, all the way down, is having to make adjustments for this weight load that it's carrying now. Okay? You want to stay with it until you start to feel like, oh my gosh, I'm getting tired. That's what I'm trying to achieve for you. Take a breath. That's when your bones are going to come back. But today, like Friday, I really capitalized on osteoporosis. Today, I'm capitalizing on balance and movement patterns that facilitate better balance, because you have to use all kinds of muscles, ligaments, tendons around your joint in order to have better balance. Okay, 2 more. And we got it. Okay, 1 more. Here we go. Okay, now bring these in. Bring them down. See that? Take a breath. I'm still stepping wide. Now I'm going to use this as a target. The floor pillow as a target. Okay? Now, I already told those of you who have trouble with feet and or backs not to use this as a target, right? Because, or an obstacle. We're going to step over it to facilitate that great big step. And I don't want it to get gummed up when in fact you pull your leg back because now you're going to have to get over the pillow. So I hope everybody's getting this. Some of you may want to take this challenge, and you can. Some of you absolutely should not, okay? So if I was somebody that kind of thought I can do this, and I stepped way out like I am right now, and again, I have 18 pounds. Okay, I have 9 here, 9 here. Drop my shoulders, rib cage up. I got to take this foot that's in front, and I got to get it to the back, okay? And I have to lift it 2 inches. I can't just drag it. So see, I did a stutter step. I put my foot up on the pillow, and then I step back. Okie dokie. I hope you're getting this, all right? It doesn't have to all be like everything hard, because you need to facilitate the movement so that it's going to be conducive to your health and well-being, not just hard, okay? That's really kind of a dumb way to do exercise, to tell you the truth. Okay, so see, I stepped over again, but what did I do? I stepped very wide. What did I do with my knee joint? I bent it. I bent the back knee. What did I do with my spine? I said rib cage up. I'm holding. Now I've added 18 pounds to this hold, okay? Now I'm gonna take this front leg and go back, and I stutter stepped on my pillow and then back, okay? So now I've held that weight and I've held that position with the swing leg. Now I'm gonna bring the swing leg up to neutral with my other one. Now I'm going to use my other leg as a swing leg. Now I have to shift, and I have to get ready to step over, okay? And again, let me just tell you, some of you should not use this. You should get it out of the way, okay? And just step a little wider, all right? Now pull yourself back. You stepped over, you shifted forward. Now pull yourself back. So if I were with you right now as a trainer, I'd always keep looking at your lineup. So I'd be tapping you here. I want to see your ear over your shoulder over your hip, and straight down. And I don't want that front knee junting out in front of my toe. But I'm in a down pattern, and I'm holding with 18 added pounds, okay? Yes, we're going to do it with heavier weight in just a minute. I am. You don't have to if this is pushing you. But like right now in this holding pattern right now, you should feel a little tiny bit of a shakiness. That's perfect. Okay, now take a breath. Rib cage up. Okay, I'm going to stutter step. I'm going to bring it back. And then I'm going to come back. Okay? I'm going to do this twice. So I'm going to go way back. All right? This is my swing leg. So I'm going to come up again and step over again. This time, however, the weights are coming and they're going to go on my shoulders. So if I'm convinced, if I'm with somebody that they can hold a really good neutral spine with weights on their shoulders, then I'll do this. If not, I'll just hold it in their hands again. Okay, so I'm going to come up here. I'm going to step all the way over, really wide. Okay, I'm going to bend that knee in the back. Yes, the front is bent, but what's happening to the front knee? If you look down and you cannot see your toe from up here, we got a problem. You're leaning too much. Okay, pull yourself back, bend the back knee. Yeah, the front knee is bent. Okay, your tummy's tight. You're hanging on here. Now, bend the back knee and come down just even a little bit more if you can. Just a tiny bit more if you can. Okay, just a couple more holds. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. Say rib cage up. Rib cage up. Rib cage up. Okay, now hang on. Here we go. We're going to pull it back. Stutter. Stutter. And come back. And go way back again. Okay? So, big breath. Now I'm going to put these weights down. I'm going to pick up a little heavier. You do not have to. If this is pushing you enough, good, stay with it. If you need to pick up lighter weight, pick up a lighter weight. If, I'm going to kick this out of the way. Ruby seems uncaring about this whole thing, as you can see. Anyway, so now I've just picked up 24 pounds. I got 12 here and 12 here, okay? So, big breath. Now comes that weird movement pattern. Now this is what we practiced for this whole time, okay? Seriously. Okay, so I'm going to shift. I'm going to step behind if I can, and I'm going to kind of like be on a diving board. But those of you who are out there that want to do a little more, number one, I hope you have a heavier weight and that you're able to manage it. Keep your shoulders down, elbows soft. Go all the way past your leg on the other side, stepping back, okay? Then you bend that knee and you come down just a little bit. Your toes are forward, okay? Then you come back, okay? Here we go, tight tummy. So let me recap. At first, just step behind your leg. See how that is. Go from side to here. Now let me tell you something. If you've had Achilles problems, if you've had plantar fasciitis, I had my whole foot operated on because of such problems with my toes. So if you have these issues, knee issues, hip issues, don't just go and willy-nilly take and, oh, I can do that. Just test the waters, so to speak. Put your foot back there and try to hold, tandem hold, where one foot is in front of the other. You've got the weights and you're holding here with your knees soft. And then come back. See, do that several times. If you have hamstring issues, let me tell you, this is using hamstrings along with quad. Don't overdo it. Just go behind the heel and come back. See that? See, it's kind of like a dance step. I got my swing dancers out there. I'm thinking of Judy, Julia. See this? This is a typical dance step, all right? So I don't know how many people are dancing these days with all this distancing, but we can practice it and we can be ready when the time comes, right? So see, this is what I want you to do at first, all right? I want you to step behind and step back and hold your balance. Okay, so I did this side first. Now I'm going to go this side. Now I'm going to really go over there. And now my toes are forward. My toes are forward, and I'm going to bend the knee just a little. See, just a little. So if you're bending your knees, say rib cage up and get yourself lined up. Because now, in fact, I'm doing little mini crossover squats with 24 pounds, that now my body, my spine, my joints are having to adjust and do all the little proprioceptive moves in order to keep me in balance in this kind of a precarious step in kind of a move. Okay, I'm going to come out of that. Take a big deep breath. I'm going to do a normal fold. So I'm going to come down into a fold. I'm going to put my weights right in front of me. I'm going to hang on down here for a bit. See that? Right here, so that my knees is almost in line with my hips. What you don't want in this position is to put your head lower than your hips and knees. I want you to hang out down here for just a little bit. Push into the heels. Get your butt down. Come on, get your butt down. Get your butt down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come up. No weights. What I just took you through is called a fold, okay? And you want to push your butt back. You have a normal stance. Keep your shoulders down. Do not put your head down and think you're doing this move. You're not, okay? Get your butt down. Push into your heels. Let's do it one more time without the weights, okay? Are you ready? Take a breath. Push your butt back. Here we go. Heels, 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 heels. Take your butt back. Take it down. Take it down. Take it down. Breath, breath, breath. Push, push. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and step back up. Nice. Okay. You know what's coming, right? Don't worry, it'll be fun. Seriously. Kind of. Kathy's counting. Not to worry, Kathy's counting. She keeps me straight. Okay, are you ready? So here I've got my heavier weights. Not the heaviest, but heavier. Okay, now I am going to pick up pretty heavy weights in just a moment, but we want to capitalize on some of these movements. Are you ready? So here I am, big breath. I'm going to come into that fold with my weights. I'm going to go into the heels. I'm going to set back into it, and then I'm going to come down and come back. Okay? I'm going to do that a few times, and then I'm going to capitalize on the back of the arms. Are you ready? Drop your shoulders, rib cage up. As I move into this move, I'm going to push into the heels, bring those weights right under my chin, drop my butt, come back and come up. And when I'm up here, I'm going to squeeze my butt really tight. Yes. Yeah. You want to get that rear end tight. Think if you had a pecan or a pecan or any other kind of nut. See if you can crack it right on your rear end. If you can't, then you need to squeeze your butt a little more, okay? Drop your shoulders. Are you ready? Push back into the heels. Do not put your head down. Keep your head in line, your shoulders, your ears. Drop your butt. Go into the heels. And you're going to go pull, 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 pull. Go, 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 go. Heels, heels, heels. Keep your butt down. Keep your butt down. Pull, pull, and come up. Woo! Yes. Okay, with these weights, we're going to do that split stance. We're going to bring that one elbow up. Which elbow? Whatever leg is back, pull that elbow up. Got it? So now you're leaning in here. Your knee in the front is still in line with your ankle. That's important. Don't take it back over your toe, okay? Pull your elbow in and go push and down. Pull, push. So I can tell you right now, right this moment, if I were with you doing this move, I would be making sure that your shoulders stayed down and that your elbow was tight into your body. Pull, push. So here we go. We're pulling, then we're going to push it back there. Hang on to it. Down, pull, push. Down, pull, push it back. Down, push, push. Big breath. Back. Down, pull, push. One more. then stutter step and come right back. Okay? Now we're going to do the other one. I'm going to step out. Step out with the other leg. So whatever leg is in back, that's the arm that's going to pull. Okay? Whatever leg steps back. Now then, watch your knee, and we're going to go pull, and we're going to go push. If you have a tricky shoulder, you do this whole move with very light or no weights, because you've got to get where you can pull and then push without screwing up your shoulder, okay? And if you've had injury, you do really weird compensatory moves that has the potential of actually hurting your shoulder. So you do it with light weight or no weight. Take a breath. It's a pull, it's a push. It's a pull, it's a push. It's a pull, it's a push. A pull and a push. Two more. Push it back. Pull and a push. Nice. And come back up. Take a big deep breath. I'm going to rack my weights. Let you rest with your hands for a second. Open, close, open, close, open, close. Okay? Big deep breath. I'm going to grab my pole. I'm not done with my weights. I'm giving you just a little break. Okay? Kathy, this is a rest. So, with no weights, just a pole, we're going to review. Look at this movement pattern. Okay? See that? Now, if you're standing there and you go into this and you do this, stop. You're off, okay? Stay upright. You're going to turn and you're going to drop down, not forward, and then come back. And I want you to work this so that it's a very smooth transitional move and you're upright. Then you come back. Just do it a couple times. See this? I am not leaning out is the point. So this is very functional for balance, for proprioception, for everything. But don't lean into it, okay? Take a big deep breath. Turn down. Turn down. This is a little interset. Getting you ready to do one of our final big moves of lifting. And here's the deal, y'all. Sorry about that. Here's the deal. We're going to do this last move, and it's a type of a carry, okay? So I'm going to pick up heavy weights, the heaviest load I can. That's for me. If some of those weights were pushing you, pick up a heavy configuration because we're going to do a type of a carry in some of the foot patterns that I've introduced today, okay? So I'm going to go way up. I'm going to take a whole rack because, in fact, the thing that is going to get you, your body, to get the message that it needs to retool is you got to put a load on you. That's why walking is excellent. But man, when you're doing some carries, you're walking with pails. You're walking with a load is the point. So I'm just doing a gentle walk. Some of us have some real joint challenges. And when you go and put this much weight on, all right, you are going to feel it in your joints. So I have almost 40 pounds, 36, okay, 18 and 18. Take a big breath. If you want to hang on to your bones, if you want to hang on to your balance, then you have to systematically at least 2 times, the recommendation is 2 times, preferably 3 times a week, do something like we're doing in this one little hour that I'm spending with you, okay? Take a big deep breath. So here I am, I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna set them right down there. See that? So this is a type of a carry. So I'm gonna go down and pick them up. And I'm gonna do that a couple of times with almost 40 pounds, okay? So I'm gonna come right in here, get my butt down, grab them, push into the heels and come up and go shoulders, shoulders, shoulders. I'm gonna go down gently, push into the heels, bring them right up here, hold on to it for just a second, then put them down and stand up. Take a big breath. We're gonna do this 5 times, okay? Stay with me, all right? So it should be very heavy or challenging. Give your hands the break that it needs. Watch your stance, okay? I'm gonna push back. I'm gonna go down and grab them. I'm gonna grab them. I'm gonna stay down there. I'm gonna stay down there. I'm gonna hang on for just a little bit. Then I'm gonna bring them and come up. And I'm gonna go pull, pull, breath, pull, breath, pull, breath, pull, breath. Now hang on. We're gonna do that funny little move. Don't do it if you are feeling very, very tired. Just put the weights down and just do the last move with us, okay? It's gonna be that tandem step back. And if you can step way over, good for you. Do a little bend and say rib cage up. And you're gonna hang on down there. You're just gonna hang out down there. Take a breath, take a breath, take a breath, bring it back. Here we go. Step over, toes are forward. Say rib cage up. See, the weights are hanging from my fingers. I'm not gripping them. Tight tummy, take a breath, take a breath, take a breath, bring it back. Now I'm gonna just put them right here on my thighs, just right here, my quads. See this? Yeah? So I'm gonna stand up and just bring it right to here. Then I'm gonna go right back to there. So this is huge core, breath, right to the shoulders and back. Take a big breath. Whew. Here we go. Don't use a jerky move. If you have to use a jerky move, it's too heavy. Don't do it. Right here and come back. Take a breath. Here and bring it back. Take a breath. I just got 2 more. Back. And keep your elbows down. And bring them back to the side. Just like this. Then hang off your fingers. Step back. Step forth. Little, not big. Change. Step front. Step back. Little. Don't go big. You got heavy, heavy weights here. Okay. Now I'm going to bring it over here. Put it down. I'm going to rack them. So these weights are 18s. They go up in 3-pound increments. They're excellent. I got them before they retooled and started making cheaper versions. These will never wear out. Take a big breath. So now I'm going to do like a pendulum. This is Marilyn's favorite. I'm going to step out in a split stance, and I'm just going to rock and roll with my arms. And I'm going to let my upper body turn. Don't stand there stiff. You need to turn your upper body with this. And yeah, it'll pull you one way and then the other way. You got to hold your stance. Okay? And then I just step in and I change my stance. and I let my upper body turn. Breath, 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 breath. And I shake out, shake out, shake out, shake out, shake out. Woo! So this is going to be posted as balance, getting on target with strength work and body position moves with heavy weights. Okay, that's what I'm going to put it in. I'll be recording them. Okay.